What is up? Welcome to Film Villains. How are you all doing out there in this world?
What's up, bro?
Great.
What's up? We have a special guest with us today, Andrew Cash, film director, editor, writer extraordinaire. You might know him from Never Sleep Again, the documentary about Nightmare on Elm Street. And he's also one of the directors and editors of DC's Legend of Tomorrow. He has an upcoming movie he's working on that we spoke about the news about this a few weeks ago when the news broke. A new movie called The Gummy Bear. So you're working on that. How's that coming along? Any secrets yet?
It's coming along, man. You know how this industry is.
Oh yeah.
You don't believe it until you not only on set, but until you wrap from set.
Yes.
It's never real. So, this is based on a short that Jonathan and I did a couple years back. Got some love on the festival circuit. And,
you guys worked on it together. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a little 5-minute stoner comedy sort of hallucination short, we just kind of made for fun. And
you did that at Just Scare Me, right?
It was a Just Scare Me.
Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome.
So now the feature version is slowly inching its way towards production. So
hell yeah.
We'll see.
Well, you guys did a great job in the post work on that movie, and it took off on the festival circuit. Don't be modest. It did pretty well.
Right? Where it played, it's weird when you do a weird stoner comedy short, like it's weird, like especially if you do horror comedies. I've never had a whole lot of luck on the festival circuit doing that kind of stuff because there's not a lot of comedy festivals. There's only 3 major comedy festivals in the world, I think. Luckily, we got into one of them, which was Just for Laughs in Montreal.
Oh, cool!
Hell yeah!
And a lot of horror festivals don't like horror comedies, so it's sort of a tricky thing when you do just something weird and funny for the festival circuit. So, but the ones we got in got a hell of a reception, and then that's when agencies came knocking. So,
hell yeah!
Well, hell yeah!
Awesome,
nice.
So wait, they came to you.
This was something that agencies were sniffing around saying, "Hey, you got a feature version of this." So,
oh wow!
Then over the last 2 years, we wrote one and developed one, and fingers crossed, in another 6 to 12 months, we'll be before cameras. But again, you never know.
Yeah, that's a note to all filmmakers that anything can happen. We were all involved in and out of this film group. It's kind of like an exercise for all of us. We meet up every couple of months. If you sign up, you have to make a movie that's a horror movie that's 1 to 5 minutes or so. If you don't, you owe the group $100, and then at the end of each 2 months, we all played our movies, and we're going to exercise
$100,000.
Yeah. I've paid about 400. I've paid about 400 to Just Scare Me.
Yeah, I'm 500 or 600 in.
Yeah,
not 200.
Yeah.
Only once, but it happened.
I still have yet to pay.
Good for you, bro. Good for you.
Yeah.
Man, make us all look like slackers, John.
Yeah. Well, I also skipped some of them, So.
Yeah. I'm dumb enough to keep signing up.
I didn't sign up on a few of them, and so I was out of commission there.
Yeah. Well, we're here to talk about NOsferatu.
Yeah.
So we've all seen it, and we are. I guess we should start off with finding out which of us is a NOsferatu, a YESferatu, or a mess.
Are we doing something like this? Right
Well,
now?
you say if you're a NOsferatu or a no or a yes. So, Alex, what are you?
I'm a NOsferatu. I thought I liked it more than I thought I was going to be honest.
Okay.
So I was pleasantly surprised, but I was also let down at the same time. We'll get into it.
Okay, and Jonathan?
No, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
You're a YESferatu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
He's a fuck yeah Feratu.
Yeah. I was just saying beforehand that I mean some people got their are in the industry or in some of the guilds, so they got their screeners and they got to be able to watch it, and some people saw it in private screenings. I saw it on the IMAX in Century City, and I had the theater all to myself. There was nobody else.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And
cool.
I don't know. It's just I was just absorbing everything, and so I dug it.
Andrew Cash, are you a NOsferatu or a YESferatu?
I am a yes. When Harry Met Sally, YESferatu. So, yeah.
Katz's Deli orgasm. Fuck yeah.
Hunter.
I am an enthusiastic YESferatu.
Okay.
But probably not for the reasons you'd think.
Okay. You just enjoyed seeing Dracula Dick, didn't you?
Well, listen, no spoilers. No
That was
spoilers.
the pleasant surprise.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If anyone here is watching this and you have not seen NOsferatu, we're going to get into it. This is a
We're
spoiler.
gonna spoil this shit out of shit.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil this shit. So
Can you really spoil a movie that's like based off of one that's over 100 years old?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I think current internet culture for sure is gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? So
I think
good
the
that we
only
have a
thing,
disclaimer.
huge spoiler.
But you are correct, Andrew, for sure.
and I mean there are two things that are gonna get spoiled: the ending and Dracula Dick. And if you like Dracula Dick, this might be a first. I don't know if I've ever seen a Dracula Dick before. So
I'm really racking my brain to think now.
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, maybe
A
some
NOsferatu.
and me, I am also a YESferatu. So I tried to get some NOsferatus into the show, but they were not available.
Listen. I should say I'm an enthusiastic YESferatu, but every reason that I love NOsferatu was why everyone else hated it.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I'm a yes, but are we getting into this? Can I?
Well, yeah, okay. So we'll start with you, Hunter. Let's go for it.
All right. I want to preface this by saying that Robert Eggers is my favorite working director right now. I am a huge fan of Robert Eggers. With that said, I thought that NOsferatu took its, like every Robert Eggers film, takes itself extremely seriously. It does it extremely well. Mm-hmm. But the source, and maybe it's the source material, or maybe it was the performance, but it reached campy vibe for me. And not only did it reach campy vibe, but it was way campier than I was expecting. Now, with that said, I loved that. I actually was. I don't think it was intentional, but and I thought it was great. But but in terms of I don't know.
Well, okay. So what was campy about it for you? What felt campy?
I'm about to drop a huge fucking spoiler here. Okay, I'm about
do
to
it.
do
Huge spoiler.
Do it, man.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, man. That mustache, bro. That mustache. That mustache, that look for NOsferatu, while it was fucking awesome, I don't know, man. I hate to be really superficial and lame, but I've never that mustache, bro. How could you not look at it? It was a great mustache. It really pulled me out of it.
But you did not like the I just found out people are talking about the mustache online today. I'm like, oh, everybody's complaining about it.
That's the big spoiler, bro.
That's the spoiler?
Yeah.
That's what people are talking about?
There's no images of NOsferatu out there.
Yeah, and I think Andrew.
Well, I'm sure there are.
Andrew posted something on Facebook today. Do you have that? What's that picture called? Where is it from again?
That's the picture of Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull that up.
I want to chime in here because I'm a big vampire enthusiast in that sense of the Vlad the Impaler and the old school vampire lore. I mean, I've written scripts that I wanted to do something of the old scary vampires and get away from this kind of romantic vampire kind of look.
Yeah.
And if you read any of the original lore, and maybe I'm just nerding out or geeking out on this, but like they're priests, and there were Roman Catholic bishops that had went out to survey the land to see if vampirism was real, and there's real books and documents of their journals and talking about like how vampires look or how they're supposed to be. And I thought it was cool that Eggers went down that road. and tried to do something creepy and different. And if you look at any of that stuff, yeah, that's what an old vampire from Transylvania would kind of be.
Totally.
And I mean, even the original Nosferatu, it's a creepy vampire.
Come on, Hunter.
But you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely the source for sure.
Come on.
No,
Hunter.
totally.
I
Or
love
Jim
that
Carrey
about,
and Sonic
that's
the
what I
Hedgehog.
love about the movie.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, and that's that's huge props to Robert Eggers, and that's what he's becoming known for is his historical accuracy and his attention to detail. And I'm not even saying it was the wrong choice. I'm really not. Nor am I saying that was my biggest thing, but there was a lot of other parts of it that I found to be a little campy, but that definitely didn't help anything.
Yeah, I mean the camp is there because what I saw it as was, of course, with the William Dafoe character.
Yeah, that
totally campy. I mean, that's the comedic relief there, but there are moments where it just seemed like they were having so much fun. And they kind of knew that they were all in on this gothic ridiculousness and just having fun with it. That even in some of the darker stuff, I don't know. I felt that if I were on set, or I could just sense that they were having a lot of
1000%, totally.
Yeah. But go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, but Andrew Cash, what were the best qualities about this movie for you? I mean, what made you a YESferatu?
I mean, like Hunter, I'm a big Eggers guy. I think his stuff is absolutely amazing, and I think he's getting better and better as he goes along. I think this movie in particular, it's like people say, yeah, it's all style, no substance, but goddamn, the style is like filming with the capital.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
It is hardcore, straight ahead, just expertise, just a master doing amazing visuals, amazing sound. It's just a movie that just kind of envelops you, kind of like the darkness of the film, and I've seen a couple of people online sort of bitch about crappy projection ruining the movie for them.
Yeah.
I saw it at the Dolby cinemas, like at the Dolby headquarters. So the sound in the picture was immaculate, absolutely beautiful. I have heard a couple people complain that it was so dark they could barely make anything out.
You know what?
My screening was very dark. It was very dark.
What? Same with I just watched it on my my TV at home, and it's it's like DVD quality, the stream that they allow us to vote on, right? But in the theater, I went to this Fufu hotel, and watching it here, I could see way more details, at least in the color. Like it was a little brighter. So I guess that hotel might have been a bad place to watch movies. Maybe the bulb was dark, or something like that. So I don't know. I saw a lot more.
The movie was so hyper detailed in my screening, and one of the things that I'm actually kind of legit worried about, I'll even run a test after this with our sort of like Academy screener links.
Yep.
But I'm worried when this thing hits streaming, you're gonna get the equivalent of like the Game of Thrones, where everybody, like, nobody can see shit. Or even Immaculate. I heard Immaculate has suffered that problem. Like, you have to watch Immaculate on a Blu-ray, or you can't see the fucking movie at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be disappointing.
Yeah,
ruin it for people.
Watching our voting screeners, for Writers Guild, Directors Guild, and all that, it is not a good quality at all. I would say it's DVD. It's less than DVD quality because there's so much noise in it. It's just not pretty. It's unfortunate.
See, that right there. I mean, I had an opportunity to see one of those, and I threw it down every time because I was like, man, I want to make sure, because just like what Hunter was saying, just about the style of his movies in general, how he lights his films, how he shoots them. And just from the trailers and the imagery that you were seeing coming out on social media of the film, I was like, man, I got to make sure it's a good quality when I'm going in to see it. Yeah, I mean, I went and I was thinking, man, I want to see that a couple more times because there's stuff that in the details of the cinematography that I want to catch again, that I was looking at something else. And I want to see what else is happening there.
Yeah. And, you know, I think ultimately with this movie, you know, Universal's been stumbling around in the dark for the last couple decades trying to, you know, make their monsters relevant again.
Yeah.
And bring back all those classic characters, and they keep screwing it up. And I think Eggers came along with this and laid it all, like he just beat them all at their own game. Like, here it is. Straight ahead, old school monster movie. No, we didn't do anything to modernize it or make it more relevant. Here it is, an old school story told with modern tech, the best classical way that we possibly can. And I think he schooled that entire studio on what to do with their own, you know, monster cinematic universe.
Totally.
I don't want to see, as much as I like The Invisible Man, you know, I don't want to see all these classic monsters thrown into the modern age. I want to see the Gothic castles and the moors and everything. You know, and here it is, just like perfectly executed by a master. I think I would love to be a fly on the wall of Universal Studios. You know, after that movie came out and everybody saw it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How's it doing financially? I honestly don't know. I know it had a big opening night, but that's the last I saw.
Very well. Like, apparently it made 40 million worldwide. It's basically made its budget back already.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
So we're about.
Well, that's great. That's awesome news, dude. Because I'm like, I know that The Northman wasn't a huge hit, but I really want to see Robert Eggers succeed, man. Like, that's good. Good. That means more good horror coming.
Yeah. Just 40 million alone last weekend during its first weekend, or the first four or 5 days from Christmas through Sunday. And so it's still going. So who knows? It's probably up to, I don't know. Actually, I'll click on it right now. NOsferatu. Let's see. NOsferatu.
No, but you know, I mean, even one of the things that I loved about the movie is just the discovery of Nosferatu. That's what I thought was cool. I mean, if you went into this not knowing anything about any Nosferatu vampire thing, it's like there were just levels of stages of like, okay, what's happening here? Even with the natives, and when they go near the Nosferatu's castle, and how they're going into the graveyard and stabbing people in their graves, and it's very gruesome and everything. And then you get to where the doctors are trying to figure out, oh, this is a demon, this is that, and then they're slowly putting the pieces together. I thought that was really cool, treating it as something new instead of, you know, thinking that the audience was already going to know what this is all about. I thought that was awesome. I love pretending and going on that ride. I mean, I know everything about that, you know, that era of horror. I love that stuff, but it's like, man, it was fun to go along that ride.
Who was it that was talking about Bram Stoker's wife? Hunter, was it you?
Bram Stoker's wife.
Bram Stoker's. Oh, Jonathan was. Yeah. So
what I heard, and I don't know, Andrew, I don't know if you know anything about this either, but I heard that the Nosferatu, they went ahead and adapted Bram Stoker's book and made Nosferatu. And she sued them for the rights, and she tried to have every copy of the movie destroyed. And actually, there was only, I want to say, maybe a handful left, or a few left, or I don't know. It was like very minimal. And we never would have Nosferatu because she had everything destroyed. She won the case, apparently, and she got rid of every copy.
Yeah.
Apparently there was like one left somewhere, and somebody kept it, and so now we got that movie.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, it was like the courts ordered all the prints destroyed, and you know, I don't know what happened exactly, but something survived, and we're all better off for it. You know.
Yeah. And this is 100 years ago. 100 years ago, and And the original 1922 Nosferatu was not the original vampire movie that was ever put on celluloid, but it was the biggest one, the biggest first one, you know. And then what? 1931, Universal came out with Dracula.
Todd Browning.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple internet comments of like, wait a minute, this is just the Dracula story again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my problem with it for sure. Yeah.
But honestly though, I will say that was kind of my problem with it. I'm just like, no, I'm like, it is the Dracula story. Totally.
It's an adaptation.
It's an adaptation of Dracula.
They just changed the names and went, hopefully they don't sue us, and they got sued.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's like it's the third one it's the second remake of the 1922 film that was a ripoff that got sued. It was like a knockoff. This is like the first
the first asylum movie.
It was the first asylum movie.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? Well, you know, Werner Herzog.
They filmed 30 pages a day. They made the movie in 3 days.
Yeah. The director made 60 cents.
Yeah.
But like even Herzog, when he made his version in the 70s, you know, he changed it all back. He changed the names back, so it is Dracula and Lucy.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
oh man.
I mean, okay. So, Alex, you're kind of a naysayer on this movie. What?
I mean, I knew we needed a naysayer. Like I said, I went in just like, I'm not a big fan of The Witch. I think I'm like maybe the only person. Like, but you know, everybody told me that was like the best fucking horror movie I was ever gonna see.
I mean, it honestly is one of them.
And it was, it was beautiful. Sure, it looked fucking fantastic. But to quote John Waters, if you walk out of the movie theater and the first thing you're talking about is the cinematography, you just saw a bad movie. Like, so, you know, right?
Interesting.
Exactly.
That's an interesting quote.
I was bored during The Witch.
That's because John Waters is lazy about his cinematography. You know, it's like Kevin Smith, you know.
You just pointed at the vine and you've got fucking magic, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Dog shit's not going to eat itself, bro. Come on. You get what you get. But the first 20 minutes of Nosferatu, I was sitting there kind of feeling like, oh, it's just going to be more super slow, boring this. And then Jonathan already referenced, you know, the villagers. The second that they stabbed that fucking vampire and I got my fucking bucket of blood moment, I was like, okay, they are getting the horror fan here. Like, they caught my attention. There was also, you know, a naked girl on a horse, which might have piqued my interest at the same time as well.
Yes.
But then kind of nothing happened again for like a while. Like, it was a lot of peaks and valleys for me. And I get that that's what they're doing. They're building tension. They're fucking doing all that. It's adapted from a silent movie, so I get that fucking too.
Yeah.
But as much as I wanted to hate it, every time I was like, I'm fucking over this. Then fucking Orlok's like fucking blood raping the fucking main dude, and we got Vampire Dong, and I'm fucking stoked again. And then you know, then I'm getting bored again. And right when I'm like, I think I might be bored, fucking Willem Dafoe shows up and saves the fucking day as far as I was concerned. The camp, I agree. That's what definitely got me. The fact that they made a film, but they also made a movie. And I think I like movie. You know what I mean?
I think that the camp influence is this movie is 100% more influenced by anything Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula than anything else. And the camp in that movie is completely drenched itself into this movie, especially with the Van Helsing character, for sure.
And that's also why I really liked the camp in Nosferatu, because I really think that the best camp is when everyone is fucking fully fucking giving it 1,000%. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I'm not saying that it detracts from the movie at all. But like, dude, the Keanu Reeves one, holy cow, man. Like, they had to have known they were making a fucking campy movie when they made that. Like, they knew that when they put a fucking top hat on Dracula that they were.
I don't think that. I don't think that at all.
I'm like,
I think he was trying. I think he was really trying to put something together, something magical, and
no,
there's some
Nosferatu
things
is
wrong.
significantly better than Bram
No.
Stoker's Dracula.
No, not
not
even
comparing it.
close. So
Significantly.
Bram
I'm
Stoker's
not
Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula is a masterpiece. It's my top 3 favorite movies.
Wow.
And it was my film school. So in 1992, when it came out, I fucking saw it. I drove my Ford Ranchero, picked up my friend Justice. We went to the theater in the afternoon. It blew my fucking mind. And then after that, I asked everyone to, like, in my family, give me stuff, give me anything Dracula so I can start understanding this being my film school. So my sister was living in LA. She got me the screenplay. I got the soundtrack. My friend Tom, we went into a Walden Books and he stole me the making of books and shoved it into his pants. And I'm like, no, and he stole it for me just so. And then I still have it.
Have you cleaned the book yet?
No, yeah. Well, with my tongue, I did. I had so I had the screenplay. I had the soundtrack. Then I got the novel, which I have this novel still sitting here. That's the one I had in high school. So that became my film school, and so I absolutely love this shit.
No, I agree with you. I think what's going on too, though, you have to kind of put in perspective is that you're watching a movie with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and that's the main character. And and he's the surfer guy from Point Blank.
Yeah,
and or the cop that's trying to be the surfer. So
I'm gonna just say it was terrible casting.
So that's the thing. He's like, oh, what?
Yeah,
in certain parts.
Ooh,
he
that's
is
a pretty good Keanu, bro.
That was a really
I know
good
that was
Keanu.
actually pretty
I was
good.
just
I mean,
like,
the poor guy was trying his best, and Winona.
He was trying.
He's sitting there with fucking Anthony Hopkins and shit. Like, how do you and fucking a super drunk fucking what's his face Gary Oldman, who was hammered the whole time he did that movie.
He put on such a performance that
it's like, how do you
just makes Keanu Reeves kind of like. Oh.
So, but besides Keanu Reeves, like even Anthony Hopkins was super campy, and even the Lucy character, and like some of the suitors of Lucy, they were all kind of having fun with it.
Yeah.
And then, but they all banded together and fucking kicked some ass at the end. So, that was really cool. We have Andrew's having some connection issues here, but
no, I agree with you, Hunter, in the part where it loses you every now and then in Bram Stoker's.
Yeah,
92.
But
yeah.
I was immersed in it. I still love it. I think it's a masterpiece. And so, but those kind of things, like some of the score seeped into this movie for sure, but not the horn parts. So it was all like the cellos and the violins and that kind of stuff. You can hear little twinges of it. Definitely some of the shots where, I mean, it's in the lore, it's in the book where, the driving into the carriage up to the castle and going through the blue flames and all that kind of stuff with the wolves. Those kind of shots, like you have to have a great reveal of the castle, and that was in there too. So but they didn't have the blue flames this time.
Andrew, are you a fan of the 92 Bram Stoker? Oh, I think he's frozen.
Having technical issues here at Film Villains. It's not anything out of the norm.
If it's live, it's how it's supposed to happen. That's what I heard.
Maybe
Johnny Carson said that. I don't know. You're kind of like you're on Windows Media Player, but I can hear you.
Can you hear us, Andrew?
All right, the connection seems to be working for now.
Okay, we got you.
Last I caught, you asked me what I thought of the Coppola?
I asked about the 92 Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I think we got a delay.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna remove him and I'll text
but now
him.
we've got Ack frozen, like picking his nose. It's awesome.
Dude, I'm so glad because you would have seen me eat it, dude. You didn't. You completely
we missed the eating it because it froze. Fuck.
Oh,
This
God.
reminds me. I just saw a viral video of a news clip of
He's
a
holding
woman
up a note.
who got struck by lightning and was in a coma, and they're like, "Oh, she's out of the coma. We're gonna go live to her hospital room," and the clip is glitching, and she's going, They cut away, and the newscaster's just laughing. He's like, "I think we have technical difficulties. That's not how she talks."
Oh my
dude.
God, dude.
Save that in the notepad and put that into something later for sure, bro. That's a quality scene.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Now you're muted, and he's talking.
Oh man, I'm having
Fine.
Yeah.
technical.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. We'll see if
difficulties here,
Cash comes
too.
back in. I'm trying to
I
text
turn off
him.
my AirPod
There we
every
go.
time Axe talking anyway. It's a better
Yeah.
experience, guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You're good. Better off. So,
So NOsferatu, guys. Huh?
Okay.
yeah. NOsferatu.
So, any negatives, Jonathan? Anything you didn't like
There
that
was,
it ended?
There was a couple. I gotta go back over it again. I remember something during the third half where I was just like, or the third act, and I was like,
Third half.
oh, that's
The
weird.
third half.
Yeah, third act.
Talking about a shot, because I can tell you probably the shot.
I don't think it was the shot. It was something. It was something within the film, like a performance or something. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But what shot threw you off?
Well, once a good old NOsferatu goes into Lily Rose Depp. I don't even remember her name. I just know. I know it's the Mina Harker character. Mina
yeah.
You know, Mina Murray character. That he. So as soon as they cut over to the Jonathan Harker character, he's running, and it's like the daylight's happening already. We already see the daylight happening, and he's running to try to save Mina. And sorry, I'm gonna use old school.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't know. I can't.
Use your boomer speak, bro. We'll translate.
Yeah.
We got you, bro.
This is like 1895, 1897 boomer speak. So whatever they were called back then. We're talking about the original book names. But there was this one shot, it's super cheesy. Like, I don't even know. They probably did it way after the fact. Maybe they didn't even have that shot in there where he was running to try to save her. But it was like green screen, and the lighting on it wasn't very, it just didn't seem right. It was right after Dracula goes in to start seducing Mina. And then Jonathan Harker leaves where they just killed Renfield, and he's like, fuck you guys, I'm running away. So he starts running, and you see him running through the village, but it's just a close-up of him kind of in a castle-y type village trying to get to Mina right before he walks in.
I can picture it. I can picture
it.
And like, it's just a super tight close-up of his face, and it's just this like,
it was just like, we forgot to grab that. Let's
my
fix
love,
it in post.
I'll see you soon. And it's just, and you can see that the light it's this kind. It's supposed to be kind of a golden hour glow on his face right before the finale.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I want to see it again. I think I know exactly which part you're talking about.
Yeah. So I mean,
I greatly look forward to seeing it again.
And what did you guys think of Skarsgård's performance?
Oh man, he's fucking great.
He was great. I wish I could have. They did some crazy effect on his voice. I had some difficulty hearing everything he was saying. That's actually possibly my biggest gripe, to be honest. Like, as a viewer, it was kind of difficult.
That's standard for Robert Eggers movies. That is standard.
I mean, it was fucking loud in the IMAX, and there were moments where I was like, wait.
Yeah, it's incomprehensible. Like, it's just the bass and the cavernous and just all of that. Like, you need, like, it's not a foreign language, but I wish it had the foreign language subtitles like it did when it,
at the beginning.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to.
There he is.
There he is.
Nice.
A little sideways.
All right.
Awesome. Oh, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
Tried the phone.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Did you, Andrew? Did you have any gripes about this movie? What kind of set you the wrong way a little bit?
Yeah, right. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, I was thrown. Like, I think a lot of people, I was thrown for the look, but it was about like maybe 5 seconds, and then I realized what he was doing with it, which was, it's basically Romanian nobleman Vlad the Impaler, like riding away. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I probably everybody else had it pictured that sort of like classic Nosferatu look in my head going into it, but after a couple minutes, it was fine.
Yeah, he definitely had some lung problems, didn't he?
Can't really complain.
Ancient vampire. He couldn't breathe very well. He might have needed a CPAP machine to sleep. There was this, but when the Jonathan Harker character, whatever, I'm only going by the real names. Yeah. Well, I'm telling Andrew Cash because he just missed us, but yeah, when he opened the casket, Dracula was he was fairly asleep until he was just about to throw a fucking axe into him, but yeah, I don't know, but I really like the detail. I like the sound.
I mean,
seeing it in the theater. The sound, the dialogue, it was very present. I really like that, especially in the early scenes, and anything with Dracula. It's just the dialogue, even if you couldn't understand what he was saying the whole time, it was very just right in your fucking ear. Like, so it was very crisp. I like the sound design.
Gotta hand it to Bill Skarsgård, between it and this movie, like he's like our Lon Chaney now. I think he's like he's has this incredible ability to disappear into a character.
Yeah, that's a great.
I like
great assessment.
He's like our top right now. I think for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's talk about Lily Rose Depp. What do you guys think?
Listen, I thought everybody in this movie did such a good job. It was so good that it became just a little silly.
Yeah.
And especially not so much Skarsgård, but I did pick up those vibes from Ms. Lily Rose. I loved her performance. It's beautiful work.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. But it's not a performance problem. It's just the tone of this movie was so serious that at times I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah. But that shot of her in the opening sequence with and when she's younger, and she's you get that big jump scare, which is awesome right at the beginning of Nosferatu, right? Over her, and then it cuts to her fucking shaking violently, and then she kind of turns over. I guess his presence turns her sideways, and she's like facing you, and you're like, oh man. And then the title comes up. That was phenomenal. Like,
that was the opening is killer.
Yeah,
she's really
she did all that exorcist shit like on her own. Like that was actually her. That really fucking impressed me. Like it looked like some crazy Linda Blair fucking rope pulleys and shit, Like
that
was awesome. We just lost Ack, but we'll be fine.
It's whatever. Yeah, man. No, she was great. And that's one thing I loved about this movie is like how hard all the actors went. They committed so hard to bringing this vision to life, and it's like just like Ack was saying earlier, you can tell they were just eating this up.
Well, I mean, and with something like this, it has to be 110% commitment. I would think with everything you would do that, but I mean, especially this kind of content, the era when it takes place, and period piece and all that stuff, you gotta go 110 in that direction. Or else then it really, then you really will get something that's something silly.
Yes, you're totally right, dude. Like,
because this is like, it could so easily turn into just like a Dickens fucking kind of play that we're watching, you know, if they don't just go all the way in. Like,
Definitely.
they committed. It was great.
Oh, guys, he's back. He's back.
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
shit.
back.
Okay.
Talking about dicks.
Never mind. I take it all back.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of the rats? I like the rats everywhere. That was a
Rats
nice
were
touch.
good. Makes
Yeah.
a good
Oh,
play.
that's another thing that I thought
Plague.
was really cool was just the rats and then the association with it's the plague, it's the Black Plague, and
Yeah.
and that being his cover up for going around. You know, I assume he's just going around taking all these people and just feeding, and then the rats are involved with that as well, but I thought that was really another nice note to see how the entire town is just getting wasted away, and gives credence to his whole process of wanting to get out of Transylvania into a more populated area where they believe in science and they're enlightened. They don't believe in any of this, look, these other superstitions, and they think, oh yeah, so now I can just prey on all these fucking people.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
something I had
for-
forgotten about. I don't recall. Does anyone really realize why he wanted to leave Transylvania? I totally forgot about this in the original novel. It's been 30 years since I read it. And why is he buying real estate in
Sounds like a
fucking
pop quiz,
or not Transylvania, but Romania? Why is he Transylvania? But why is he wanting to move to London in the novel?
I don't remember.
Totally
Was it-
fucking forget why. I don't know if we have any viewers, but if there's any viewers out there, but yeah, shit. Yeah, and okay, so how about this? Here's a little devil's advocate. So if the Lily Rose Depp character, the Mina character, or whatever her name is, called him when she was younger, maybe a teenager or whatever, and they don't really get into that too much, and they just kind of make her out to be crazy, blah blah blah. But so now there's how many years has this been since he's gone after her, and then why is it now that he's going after her? And then, but it's just being triggered by Jonathan Hart. What's that?
It's
just
because she
being
just
triggered.
got married, right? Like,
no, I think they're. Oh yeah, they just did get married. Yeah.
like I assumed he was like claiming what was his, and that's like what was
Yeah.
pulling him there.
Yeah, it's like what took him so long to just.
But yeah,
go
they didn't really
after
explain
her?
that. It's just
But
like she's been under him this whole time, and now.
Yeah.
But they did go into how she's kind of been, I don't want to say a clairvoyant, but just somebody that's open
sensitive
to supernatural things, and it left her basically vulnerable, in other words, to all this kind of stuff. So it was easy for him to come into her or whatever, or get connected to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, but that whole thing is not what was in the original novel.
That's because this is Nosferatu.
Yeah, this is Eggers' Nosferatu, so
This is so they don't get sued again, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
And
and then
I mean, I like that aspect though of it's funny you brought up The Exorcist earlier, Alex. It's kind of interesting, like, she's playing with fire as a young kid, and she taps into something evil, and here it is, it's attached itself to her, and that's, I mean, then we go for the races. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. I guess that's unique to this movie, because it's not something that's in the other movies and or in the book at all. But and even in Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, like the stuff that it doesn't really belong, that it wasn't in the book, is the all the romantic London stuff, where Dracula's stalking Mina and seeing her, with the Nickelodeon and the puppet show and all that kind of stuff, where he's like sees her in the London streets and he's like, see me, which is how I pick up on chicks. So yeah,
How's that working? Is that going well?
Yeah, how's that? Yeah, what's your?
I don't think puppet show's the way to go, bro.
Yeah. Well, I have a pretty good puppet show.
Yeah,
it's a one-man show.
It's a skin
Yeah.
puppet.
He doesn't run away.
You have to put your hand in it and it'll work.
Okay, I don't know if this bothered anybody else, and I like a moving camera here and there, but literally every shot was this. All the camera never just fucking stood there, and I get that it was a lot of long shots and like he's coming, like I get that, but like it never fucking stopped the whole fucking goddamn movie.
It was a shaky
there were
Not shaky. But constantly,
he's talking about a push-in.
Constant pushing. Constant fucking pushing. Like 100% push in.
You know what else was different that started to stand out halfway through is that whenever they were talking to each other, they literally are cutting to an almost POV. They're constantly, the characters are looking right at you.
Yeah.
In every shot, and that was different. Even if it's in a medium shot, they're still looking like dead at the camera, and then they cut back to their different angle, but they're still looking like right here at you. It was really crazy.
It was intense. Made it feel very like intimate.
Yeah, like and I don't know about I'm gonna take a look at the constant. I see Alex.
There's gonna be my new thing.
Anytime I'm gonna take a look at the push-ins next time I watch it.
It's fucking nonstop. Like I think the only time it's still is when they're on the boat. Like that's the only time they're like, okay, we can't do it right now.
Yeah, but they're on a
fucking
boat.
movie. Exactly. So they were exactly.
Yeah, something's moving.
I did like that boat scene though. I did like the him hiding in the shadows and then attacking the guy. That part got me, and I thought he was going to come from somewhere else, and that part got me. So
yeah, that left me a little unsatisfied. I mean, it could have been a little more. We couldn't have got a little more, but you know. And dude, where are his fucking trio of hot babes? Why did he not?
This isn't Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah,
dude,
bro.
Dude,
this isn't Coppola's
That's
movie.
camp. That's
no.
camp.
They were in the book. I'm just saying. Like,
I know they're in the
were
book,
they, man? This is Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's technically
camp,
Bram Stoker's Dracula, man.
It's Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, so have you guys seen a lot of dissent about this movie? I didn't realize it was going to be people were going to hate it. Like, there's a lot of people that fucking hate this movie.
Well, that's silly because
I think it's love it or hate it kind of movie. I don't think you're going to be in between.
I think people are really bored by it.
Well, it's Robert Eggers' movies aren't like. Listen, it's not that kind of horror movie. Like,
yeah.
Like I think that honestly, like comparing it to like the Universal Dracula or the Bram Stoker's Dracula is actually like more comparable.
Yeah, I love that Hunter calls him Bram Stoker.
What is his name?
Stoker.
Stoker?
Yeah.
I've been calling him Stroker.
You've been Bram Stoker this whole time.
Bram Stoker.
Dude, that is the best porn name ever.
Damn.
No, Bram Stoker's amazing, dude. Have you seen it? Have you seen his work?
I have, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you some links, guys.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, that's funny. Wow.
You said it earlier, and I thought you were just talking fast, but
I'm a little ashamed of myself, honestly. Honestly,
it makes
feel
for
like
great television. But...
Yeah, it's okay, but you know what I'm saying. Like Robert Eggers' movies are purposeful in their patient, and everything pays off, but it also takes time to build up to those payoffs. And a lot of it's the same thing with The Witch, The Lighthouse. Maybe less so the Northman, but a lot of people that aren't necessarily into committing their full time and energy into a movie, this TikTok generation, what's going on kind of generation, may not enjoy it because it's not going to give you those titillating scenes that you can pop up and check out or kill every 3 minutes.
I'm seeing a lot of dissent from horror people though, like the horror kids that we know.
What are they saying? What can you say? Like,
I think what it is that if this was something that that was a discovery that you saw that no one else saw, and there wasn't a Robert Eggers attached to it or any of his past movies attached to it, and you saw this movie at a fucking film festival, and you were like, you would probably say, holy fuck, this is amazing, this is gothic horror, this is fucking wild. Even if you like the 60s Hammer movies or any of that shit. But I think there's all this baggage that's upon it because it's a Robert Eggers movie, because it's this and that, because it's going to be big and there's anticipation. I don't know. I think people like are they putting,
I don't know. I think if
I think I'm that demographic. I went in like I didn't want to fucking watch it. I was like, dude, Squid Game new season just came out. Like that's gonna be like high pace action. Like this.
I've heard from two people it's bad.
Oh, it's awesome. No, it's good.
No, the new Squid Games.
The first season is fucking phenomenal. It's some of the best television of all time. The new season, it's if the first season's a 10, the new season's probably a 7. It's
strong 8.
But anyways, I went into this knowing that I could have my big popcorn, my exciting moment over here.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I went in there like, oh, I'm going to fucking snooze through this. And, it kept my attention. Like, I was really surprised. I think more of that generation would be along me. Like, I am that. Yeah. I want someone's head to fucking explode every 5 minutes in a movie. That's just how I'm raised.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think it's not the horror. I think it's the younger kids, because when I saw it at night, it was a 10:30 show. The teenagers that were behind me were coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. They couldn't sit through the whole thing, and constantly going out to the point where I was about to say, shut up. But
oh, really?
So I have a little habit. I'm a fan of TikTok, and I have a habit of jumping into people's TikTok lives and asking. All I do is ask, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Okay. Tons. I'm amazed at doing this over the course of year and a half, maybe like once a week or so. So many people's favorite movie is The Conjuring. Like, we're in this Conjuring, like that is like the standard for like young horror audiences that are into like you don't have to be like a psycho horror nerd to get into The Conjuring. But with that said, The Conjuring is one of those movies where, yeah, it's a great movie, but there's a jump scare, there's a fucking boom, there's a thing to keep you into it. It's a
ghost story horror movie.
Yeah. It's a popcorn horror movie. It's a good one, but that's what it is. NOsferatu is not that. Like, NOsferatu is like I was saying, purposeful and like with intention, and with the intention of telling this story as historically, accurate and as artistically beautiful as possible. So I'm not surprised. The same people would say the same thing about the Witch or The Lighthouse. They'd say nothing happens. It's too slow. I can't understand them. But it's like it's like not even what it's about, Yeah.
They didn't know they were going to see an A24 movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm that generation. I get anxiety when I see that A24. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to put my phone down. I'm gonna have to pay attention.
Yeah.
But
if you do,
it's a commitment.
If you put in that attention, though, you get rewarded because you get to watch a really fucking cool, good movie.
That's the answer right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Joe. I'm looking at Letterboxd, and our buddy Joe Lynch. He says, "What essential, scary, full sensory cinematic experience? Maybe the most gritty, gorgeous, gothic with a capital G vampire film since Bram Stoker's Dracula, without the fang in cheek camp." So
yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little sick, guys.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Pretty good review there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were gonna pull up some people talking shit.
Yeah,
he
what
has
are the bad reviews?
Oh
say?
no, I mean, well, I just pulled up Letterboxd, so that's all I'm seeing is a couple of friends things. But
You have friends
just
on
on my anyone that posted about it
Here.
on my Facebook, I saw
Reddit. NOsferatu is the biggest disappointment of the year. Our horror. Let's see what's going on.
Whatever, dude. They don't know what they're talking about.
I know, like, did they not see Tarot or any of those other fucking?
Oh,
shit?
Tarot is dope.
Or
pure
the
atmosphere.
Oh, Night
very
Swim.
little to no
Night Swim.
nuance.
Yeah.
Looks unbelievable. Cool use of light and shadows. With that being said, missing my opinion. Blah blah blah. For a movie that originally had no dialogue, this one is filled with nothing but people expositorily talking in dark rooms for scenes that drag on way too long.
Yeah, nobody really knows.
I think the biggest issue was the fact that none of these characters had any sort of personality or interesting dynamic at all, which made it tough to become truly invested.
I guess that would be a good argument.
I wasn't really invested in the main guy, to be honest. I was invested in Depp, her character. I was invested, but I can see that.
The main guy to me was like, he was. Listen, I mean this with utmost respect, but he was hamming it up, bro.
Yeah. Oh, especially when he
hamming it up.
Especially when Dracula, when Nosferatu first starts talking shit to him, and he's sitting in the chair, and it's almost like immediate,
Yeah.
Where Dracula's like, fucking, yo, fuck you, and you're gonna stay,
kill you,
or whatever the fuck bullshit like he was saying, and he's like, and he turns his head to look into the camera, and Dracula's like, yo, there's motherfucking fire, I got some fire and shit. There's fire right there.
But
and he sees that little, like, that soldier statue like move its head toward him. So it's it's a little off-putting.
They've got a point.
Yeah,
and got a point. World Peace 007 on horror fucking Reddit.
But I don't know. I don't think it was bad.
The complaints are not being able to understand Orlok for sure. Yep. Totally get that. And the mustache threw me for a big loop. Hunter, is this you?
Wasn't me, dude, but I'm just being real.
LA HorrorCom on Reddit. Yeah, that's you. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad.
Not enough vampire dong. Was that you, Ack?
Not enough vampire dong.
Here's the other thing with the whole mustache thing. I'm thinking about it. It's like, no one saw the Herzog 79 one. Mainstream.
I have it, but I haven't seen it.
So this is a remake from the 20s, and they're redoing it. So it's like, it's going to be different. It's not like something we've seen remade and everybody kind of has the same look, or like a Superman character or something, or that has the suit that everybody recognizes. It's, I think that, I don't know, it's silly.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the look of Orlok was awesome. And I think, especially with like his physicality and the way that he looks very like frail and small in certain scenes, and then huge and powerful in other scenes. The mustache was great, and I agree with what Andrew was saying before he bumped off, where it's like after the first minute you're like, you get used to it and it becomes part of that look. And I applaud Robert Eggers for making a bold decision in choice in that look, and I think that it was fucking brilliant. Now, that said, it still made me chuckle a few times. You know what I mean? It still made me go like, man, that mustache is really something. Like, at times when maybe I didn't, shouldn't have been thinking about that. So it might be a me problem is what I'm trying to say. It might be a me problem, but but like those old Dracula movies, they're all campy too. Like, so like I respect it, and that's why at the top of this I say I give it an enthusiastic thumbs up. But I think that it's also, I don't want to lock this in yet, but it's probably my number 4 least of Robert Eggers movies. You know, like I don't think it's up there with like The Witch or The Lighthouse, but I do want to see it again before I say that officially. But that said, I had a great time watching it. It was super fun. Like I respect the fuck out of it visually, and the production design is just. I mean, it should get a fucking costume and production design Oscar nom, at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the acting was great. I'm not saying any of it was bad. It was just like maybe it was so bad. It's so good. It was so bad. It was good. So good. It was bad. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's that old school. I mean, he tried to go as
That
old school as he
classic
could.
horror. Yeah.
Classic horror. And the just overly dramatic situations.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, what's his name? His character.
Defoe.
William Defoe. He's supposed to be nuts. He's fucking psycho. He got kicked out of school. He was talking about vampire, all these demonic things and all this other alternative kind of medicine. So he's supposed to be off his rocker. So I get his animation, and who better to do that too?
He killed it. But he was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was really funny.
So many fucking
moments.
I mean, I think we were supposed to laugh. You guys didn't laugh when he was fucking bloodletting, fucking dry humping the fucking main dude in front of the fireplace. Come on, that fucking busted me the fuck up. That was so good.
I don't know. I got kind of turned on, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, boners are still boners, bro. You know what I mean?
But I think there's this movie might raise a new generation of little goth kids.
Yeah, I could see this.
It is very possible that the new Cures and the Joy Divisions and the Susie Sues of the world will see this movie and be like, "Oh, what is that sexy thing that just happened over there? What was that feeling that I just saw? That I just felt, that creepy fucking vampire shit." And that final shot, was beautiful. The golden glow on him, and he's this skeletal creature on top of this dead porcelain beauty. That'd be nice to hang above the fireplace.
Yeah.
In previous movies, is like the daylight more of a thing than it was in this one?
Yeah, well, it's 100% a thing in the novel.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, it's 100%. More of like. Right? Like this, it was just like one kind of throwaway line of like, oh, we don't know what happens if they're not in their coffin before bedtime or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Where like, generally that's high stakes when you're talking vampires.
Yeah. And that's the other strange thing is and I don't know if they just did this because it's Nosferatu. He's not really, I feel like he's in between our classic vampire and some other kind of
something else.
Yeah,
a demon.
Some sort of monster, because just like they're going off of those old photos or paintings, I should say, of like, the damsel in distress. Like they showed that picture of the last scene of the movie in one of the books in the film.
Oh.
But it's like a little gremlin that's, if it gets light, or if it's dead, it kind of shrivels up like that. So he's it's different than Bram Stoker, like Dracula. It's different than the Dracula or vampire we know.
The ending is but it's basically the story with
the story. I'm talking about the actual creature is different. Than Bram Stoker in certain ways, like how Alex is pointing out, the sunlight's not so pronounced. And
it's direct sunlight. It's the actual sun hitting his skin. So like a little bit of light is fine. So that's when, so that's why the ending, once the sun came up and you see the direct light hitting him, then that's when it happened. But that that whole thing was kind of weird. She is set up to sacrifice herself to save her husband, her friends, her community, Even the okay. Fuck, dude.
Everyone.
I don't want to forget about this. The kids, the kid killing scene was magnificent. That was
Yeah.
beautiful horror at its finest. Just dropping the fucking second
Is
kid.
there a different way to phrase that for the YouTube algorithm? Are we okay?
I don't know.
We're alive.
You said the grape word earlier, so
Oh, okay. We've been.
I already made a note to cancel
To just
that
cancel
out.
me.
Yeah, I gotta cancel you. But no, yeah, just the just throwing the kid on the ground. That was just beautiful.
That was pretty gnarly.
Hump on the ground.
I forgot about that till you mentioned it.
Yeah, so beautiful. But that's not it. That's not it because Dracula also went after Lucy. You know, the Lucy character, her best friend, the Mina's best friend. But it didn't happen in this one. He went after the kids, and so it's Robert Eggers' fucking little spin on it. So it worked. I mean, you see some kids getting vampired. That was
getting
cool.
iced.
Yeah. But okay, so what do you guys think of the actual ending of this movie? And so the whatever the fuck her name is, the Mina character.
Just pull it up.
Yeah, I know. I should pull it up, but now I'm already
an hour and 6 minutes of I don't know who this person is. I've just been calling the main guy. We suck.
Yeah. So the Mina character, she is she knows that her husband
Ellen Hutter. Yeah,
that's a terrible name. Yeah, Wilhelmina Murray is a fucking way better name. It's the greatest name. And Mina is my favorite girl name. Someday I'll marry a Mina. That's the dream. That's the dream. It hasn't happened yet. So, but why would she? So she's trying to save her husband and the community and her friend's family. Is that what she's trying to do? Why is she sacrificing herself? Because she put everyone in this mess and she's giving herself to him.
I think it kind of comes to that. I don't think she's trying to do that. I don't think.
But
she loves him too.
No. Well, I mean, that's what Willem
Dafoe tells her.
Yeah.
Professor Albin Eberhard von Franz.
Now that's a great name. One day you might marry someone with that name, Ack.
I know, dude. So, but he comes in, he narrates at the end and says, "Oh yeah, she sacrificed herself for us." It's kind of them explaining what just happened in the movie, right?
Yeah. But
if she knew that her husband was out there trying to fucking battle, she 100% wanted to be with her husband. So why did she do all of this? Why did she, sacrifice herself? And then even in that moment, she's with him and she doesn't, she's not trying to kill him. I think that seduces him. She seduces him.
In my opinion, there's the section where she has these like these dreams where she knows what's coming. It's foreshadowing.
I love when Hunter goes off camera, but then you hear a cough anyway.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys.
But there is a turning point in her character when she is officially possessed. And William Dafoe is like that's no longer what's her name. And every time after that, she's going in and out of being herself a little bit, but she's mainly possessed by this demon throughout.
Yeah.
And she's inner fighting, like trying and I think at the end, that's the explanation. At the end, she's gonna go with it.
Her actual consciousness is taking over the possession to seduce Orlok
But at the same time, she still wants him. She still wants. There's something going on there. I mean,
because she's possessed. She's possessed to want him.
Yeah.
So that but they.
She was saving the day. My understanding of it was she was saving the day at the end. She was sacrificing herself to end the plague, to fucking save civilization.
But so then the timeline of that hour. So when did she know did she know that Dracula is gonna come right before and a half an hour before the sun comes up and they were gonna bang it out and fucking she's gonna hold on to him?
He's got 3 days.
Yeah, but well, like what what's the how is she knowing that she's gonna
Because he's talking he was talking to her just
no,
like
no,
a minute ago.
I'm talking about like the hour, like what time of day is this? What month of the year is this? Like
They don't even have clocks.
What are you talking about?
Right.
So, it's not like they were like banging all night or something. And she's like, oh yeah, just keep slurping on my chest and shit.
But I don't know. You're a fan of Coppola's Dracula. The See Me. He's been talking to her since he's been at
No, but yeah. So if he's been talking to her the whole time, then why didn't he? When he saw the sun, why didn't he be like, "Oh, yo, I'm walking over there, dude"? Like
he just came, bro. He was fucking tired.
Bro. Yeah, he came on her. He puked on her. Basically, that's what the coming was. Right? His first puke.
Are you trying to get to why he didn't escape?
Yeah, why didn't he walk into the darkness? Why didn't she, or how did she know that the sun was coming up at that time? Or
well, usually people back then
they didn't have no
better awareness of when the sun rises and sets.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know.
But
you're analyzing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's what those thoughts just came to me when I was watching it right before our show. So I'm like, okay. Watching it again, going, all right, okay, it's the motivation. So but I'm talking about if this is her plan all along. So at what point was her plan going into place? And then she seduces him, and then she fucking really seduces him, and then it actually makes it seem like she's really seducing him. But if she was seducing him to kill him, why couldn't she just be like, "Hey, do you want some tea? Can I make you something? Can we delay a little bit?" If she knew what time that he could have died, couldn't she be like, "Hey, how about those Ravens? There's a great team. Did you see that game the other day? Have you ever read Tolstoy? I don't know. Have you ever listened to Vivaldi? It's a beautiful
vampire dong, bro.
Wouldn't
you
she
get
just
one opportunity. You take that shit.
Hey, let me take a look at that vampire dong one more time.
Yeah. Get some of that, dude. So I don't know. I'm just saying, it's those thoughts just.
Well, I think also she has that last talk with William Dafoe. Yeah, where he kind of, that's why he says he wants to talk to her. And he's like,
yeah. When they were outside,
that can save everyone.
When they're in the street.
Yeah.
And
so maybe he planted.
He told her what to do. She did it. Vampire dong, bro.
Yeah,
vampire dong, bro.
Yeah. Well, on that note,
#NOsferatu.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's fun. Dude, I just added the new bumper. It's supposed to fill the damn screen. It's 720.
I like having a little bit of screen.
I want us dancing behind. That's the best part, bro.
Yeah.
I look forward to that every week,
All right.
man.
Adios, motherfuckers.